Rain lashed against the shop window. Lillian huddled deeper into her coat. The storm had been brewing all day, and now it had finally broken. Clutching a tarnished pocket watch, she pushed open the door. The air inside was warm and smelled of oil and wood. Strange and wonderful clocks lined the walls. Their ticking filled the silence. Behind a counter, an old man looked up. "Can I help you?" His voice was soft, almost lost in the symphony of ticks and tocks. "I hope so," Lillian said, stepping further inside. "My grandfather's watch. It stopped." The watchmaker, Elias, took the watch. He held it gently, turning it over in his hands. His eyes, magnified by a jeweller's loupe, seemed to see right through it. "A family heirloom?" he asked, his gaze still fixed on the watch. "Yes," Lillian replied. "It's been passed down for generations." She hesitated. "My grandfather, he always said it was special." Elias chuckled, a low rumble in his chest. "All timepieces are special, my dear. They hold memories." He looked up, eyes twinkling. "But some hold more than others." Lillian felt a shiver run down her spine. His words echoed her grandfather's. It was unsettling. She blinked back a sudden rush of tears. Elias's workshop was a labyrinth of time. Clocks of all shapes and sizes ticked, chimed and whirred. Their combined melody was hypnotic. He worked on her grandfather's watch with deft fingers, his touch gentle yet sure. With a soft click, he pried open the back of the watch. Inside, nestled amongst the gears and springs, was a tiny hidden keyhole. Lillian gasped. She had never seen it before. "Your grandfather," Elias began, his voice barely a whisper. "He was a keeper of secrets, just like me." He pointed to the keyhole. "This watch is more than just a timepiece. It is a key." Elias led Lillian through a hidden door in the back of his shop. It opened into a damp, narrow passageway. The air was heavy with the scent of earth and something ancient. Lillian followed, her heart pounding in her chest. They emerged into a cavernous chamber lit by flickering gaslight. In the center, a colossal machine hummed with an eerie energy. Gears turned, dials spun, and strange symbols glowed on its surface. It was beautiful and terrifying. "This," Elias announced, gesturing towards the machine, "is what your grandfather's watch unlocks. This is a machine that can bend time itself." Lillian stared at the machine, her mind reeling. Could it be true? Could she really turn back time? There were so many regrets, so many things she wished she could change. Elias watched her, his expression unreadable. "Be warned, child," he said, his voice grave. "The past is a dangerous place. It is best left undisturbed." But Lillian could only think of her grandfather, his face creased with laughter, his voice a comforting rumble. He was gone now, taken too soon. If she could just have one more day, one more conversation. The temptation was almost unbearable. She reached for the watch, her fingers trembling. Elias placed a reassuring hand on her arm. "Time moves forward for a reason," he said gently. "We learn from our past, from our mistakes and our joys, but we are not meant to relive them." His words were like a splash of cold water. Lillian looked at the machine, at the swirling energy that seemed to beckon her closer, but now all she felt was a profound sense of peace. Her grandfather wouldn't want this. He had lived his life to the fullest, embracing every moment. He had taught her to do the same. With a sigh, Lillian returned the watch to Elias. Lillian stepped out of the shop into the night. The rain had stopped. The air smelled clean and fresh like a new beginning. Lillian smiled. She didn't need to change the past. She had her memories and they were enough.